Hey guys, welcome back to I'm Just a Fan. It's your host Ben. A little bit of a different setup today. This video is going to probably be a little quicker than it usually is for me. I have a bunch of stuff going on in the rest of my life that I've still been able to watch baseball, but I just can't. I don't have the time tonight to give you guys as detailed of a recap as I would like, so I'm going to kind of speed through this. But first, we're going to be talking about the Yankees Game 3 against the Guardians. The Guardians tied the series up 2-1, and I got to say, one of the greatest games of baseball I've ever seen, no exaggeration. That was phenomenal. Let me see if I can get this to stand up. There we go. Guardians end up winning the game 7-5, and, I mean, where do we even start? I had a few notes, and then I feel like I shouldn't even really discuss that anymore. Let's get into it, though. First, obviously, I want to start with the Guardians. I thought Boyd looked really good. 4 strikeouts, only allowed 2 hits, went 5 innings. Thought he was doing pretty well. At times, he got guys on base, but overall, he really didn't do too bad. Like I said, only 3 walks. And then when it came to Cleveland, they really did not get anything going hitting-wise until about, I think it was that 3rd inning. Yeah, it was that 3rd inning. Let's see. It was either Kyle Manzardo. Yeah, it was Kyle Manzardo, if I remember correctly. He got the home run, which is huge. That took the game up to 2-1. And then it stayed like that for a while. Cleveland then again got another run. I forget when. And at that point, it was 3-1. Now, to paint the picture for anyone that didn't watch this game, it was pretty much... what is it? Cleveland had their hits, but they weren't really getting much going with the bats at this point. The Yankees, in my opinion, their bats looked dead. I thought they had a lot of good takes. They did a very good job of getting a ton of walks today, but they just couldn't really get that big hit. And obviously, Cleveland was throwing the bullpen at them. Everything was looking good for Cleveland. Excuse me. And then all of a sudden, things absolutely change in the 8th inning. This is really where the game, in my opinion, it's not like the game started at this point, but it's really when the script started to get a little like, oh my God, like it's getting hot. It's starting to cook a little bit. In the 8th inning, Soto, I think, is either walked or he gets on base. I freaking wish I could see the play-by-play of this game now. I can't, but whatever. He somehow Soto is on base. Soto's on base, or Glaber was on base. I think it was one of the two. Judge comes up and gets an absolute banger of a pitch from, where is it? Emmanuel Clase, one of the best relievers in the game. Who, now mind you, he already blew it against Detroit. He then proceeds to blow it again. Judge sends this thing right to center field, and the ball, again, kept carrying. Regardless of how this series goes, the Judge talk is over. It's done. This guy has gotten the monkey off his back-to-back games with a home run. Today with a huge clutch home run at the time. And then, so they keep Clase in. All of a sudden, bam, Stanton with another bomb. And the game is 4-3 out of nowhere. Now, at this point, I'm feeling pretty good because I had the Yankees money line. Whatever. At this point, it's a running joke between my friends. Fade the hell out of me when it comes to money line bets because I am not seeing the board correctly. I think the last 2, 3, or 4 nights straight, I have just straight up picked the wrong team every single night. So that's not related to this. But yeah, I was pulling for the Yankees just because I was trying to make a little bit of bread. But, oh my gosh, it was 4-3, and at this point, I thought Cleveland was done. They even then had that little situation where they were not doing great on the base pass. So that screwed them over, and then Torres or someone else got a sac fly, and then it was 5-3. So it's 5-3 heading into the bottom of the 8th. And again, Cleveland doesn't do anything with it. I thought the game was wrapped up. But then Weaver, yes, he got out of a jam in the 8th inning himself, But I think them getting to him game 2 in that home run at the end of the inning, or excuse me, at the end of the game, that might have changed some things up because they were definitely the Guardians were definitely seeing it tonight. I forget again who walked before, or who walked or whatever got on base, but Noel comes up and absolutely pimps the hell out of the ball, and all of a sudden the game is tied 5-5 out of nowhere. At this point, it was very hard for me to really feel that the Yankees. Not that they couldn't win the game. Obviously, I thought they could win the game, but for me, it just felt like momentum completely shifted to Cleveland. Also, all of the Yankee bullpen from that moment on was shaky at best. So then we go into extras. The Yankees don't get anything done hitting. Again, I think it was someone's brother got like a nice single. He ended up getting on base. And then David Fry, who had, I think, bases loaded earlier in the game, or at least had some guys on base, who failed originally, but had that huge home run against Detroit last series. Again, hits a huge bomb off Holmes, and they win the game. Now, do I think the Yankees still win the series? Yes. I have the Yankees in 7. But, my God, you can't say that wasn't a devastating loss for the Yankees. Remember, you're not going back to New York for another 2 games. I would say, I guess looking at it both ways, Cleveland obviously has to be feeling very good, and they have some momentum now. They have that home crowd for the next 2 games, and I think that can carry them long term. But if you change, excuse me, if you flip it to the Yankee side, if you don't give up those 2 home runs, Cleveland showed you earlier tonight that they can't really score much with bases loaded or people in running and scoring position in general. So it's definitely going to be an interesting series. I'm curious to see who pitches next for the Yankees and for Cleveland. I'm not sure who it's going to be, but Cleveland, I don't know. This was just such an interesting game. I'm sorry I couldn't get reactions out for Game 1 and 2 because I was just busy, honestly. But we can go over both of them. They were pretty quick. I mean, Yankees took care of business in both of those games. I thought the Yankees' bullpen looked really good in both of those games prior to, obviously, today. So, again, that's something to just look out for. But I don't know. Those were some good games, like not necessarily good games, but they still had some entertainment for me at least. Like, okay, seeing Stanton getting a home run was big. Seeing Judge get the monkey off his back in Game 2 was big. Soto got his first postseason home run with the Yankees. So, yeah, and my 2 main conclusions from Game 1 and 2 was, gosh, I got to respect that the Yankees are just so damn good at, again, taking pitches, something my Philadelphia Phillies don't do. Like, even today, Volpe, like, this guy just knows how to work a count all of a sudden. Like, it's just coming out of the blue. And then I guess I can't say it today because Cleveland had 2 home runs, but you could even argue it earlier. Not earlier. Well, yeah, you could argue it earlier because they had a lot of guys on base earlier. What the hell does Cleveland do if it's not a home run and runners in scoring position? They can't score. I don't know. It's so weird. It's such a weird phenomenon. But yeah, I don't know. It's just an interesting series to say the least. Again, apologies for this not being as detailed of a recap as I would like. But that's what I have for you guys today. If you liked the video, please feel free to give it a like. If you if you like my type of content, feel free to subscribe, or if you like sports content in general, feel free to subscribe. And if you have any comments down below, drop them down below. I don't even know what I'm saying at this point. I'm kind of getting tired. All right, I will see you guys later. I just wanted to get this out for you guys. Peace, guys.